All right, so here's where it gets a little confusing. This is the shape we need, and that's what we have. So, anyways, I guess I could have marked them. Let me mark these real quick. Pencil and a 1/2 inch. And this other piece, oops, I'll cut it. Okay, so anyways, I'm looking at all this and, trying to figure out, should I bend it here first and then try to do all this? And then I'm thinking, okay, well, my smallest bend is the 1/4 inch. Once I do any of these, I'm not going to be able to get that in there. So I think I'm going to start here. And I should, if I do this right, I'll start right here. I think it's going to be like trial and error, really, to tell you the truth. That's what this is for. And I'll make me another one if I have to, and I'll make me another one if I have to, but I'll figure this out. And if I have to do this in 2 pieces, and then I'll cut it and make it into 2 pieces. For now, I think I'm going to start here. I just play it by ear, and we'll go from there. So if I'm going to do this one first, that one adds up to this line right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in my break, line it up. And since my line is upside down, it should be okay to go up this way. Even though I may have it upside down, it's okay. We're figuring it out as we go. So no hard expectations over here. Okay, so now we have bend number 1. So I'll come to this side, mark my 1 5/16 and change it. So this will be my first line. Put this back in my break. So if we have this folded in this way, man, there's just no easy way to get that step. There really isn't. I can try all I want, but it's not going to happen. So we're just going to have to rough this. Man, I hate to weld it. Break it into 2 pieces. Well, right now that's the only option I've got. First one was a 1/2. And you don't have to put the line, because you could just line the dots up. And once your dots are lined up, lock it in and bend. I'm going to make this in 2 pieces. I got it. I'm going to cut it right here in half. Make this piece and then make this bottom piece. It's going to be like 4 pieces. It's really all I've got. This one I bent it the wrong way. This one's supposed to come this way, and this one's supposed to come this way. So I messed that up. There we go. Let's take a look at our shape. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's pretty much our shape. And now we'll take our shape and we will put it on the rocker and see what it looks like. See how it fits. Okay, I've got my pen, my Sharpie, my measuring tape. Let's see what we're working with. I'm quite a ways off. Yeah, this has to be bigger than 3/4. See how small that is? So, measuring tape, 1.5 inches. This 3/4 needs to be 1.5. The inner rocker to the outer rocker is 3 3/4. Let's say 4. And then this lip will be 4 inches. And then this will be ½ inch is good. So I need to move this line down. I'm Xing where it's not going to bend on the inside. Okay, so I just marked my line, this one 1½ inches. So that'll be my rocker. I'm not liking this, so I'm going to grab me a piece of scrap metal and just make it out of that. That'd be the best way. Okay, I found this piece. There's to be 4 inches past that. About 3. I'm a little short, but I'm not worried about the back part of it. Anyways, here we go again. Clean it. Little wax and grease remover. So I'm going to mark these lines accordingly, right? So this is a ½ inch. So that's the first one. And I'm going to mark a ½ inch. So what I meant by I'm going to mark them accordingly is I'm going to mark them if you bend them from the back, and then we will, set the brake on the line. And for each line, you see on this side, my next brake is right here. I marked it with some blue so I'll know. Here we are. I've got them numbered, how I'm going to bend them. Let's see what happens. I'm going to do one first. Right on the line. Lock it in with my trusty vise. Bend it to a 90. And then, see, number 2, I'm already in trouble because I don't even know how I'm going to bend that. Number 2. Oh, yes, I do. Where's my trusty tool? Look at this. Someone's going to bend that up. I know it doesn't look good. The only real problem I see here is that when I do the big piece, there's no way I'll be able to bend this. I've got to fill in on the smallest seam that I have in this whole thing. I'm going to have to do a weld. I just charged it to the game. I can't get number 2. Go to number 3. Pull up. This is supposed to be a 90, but I messed it up. I'm going to figure out how to straighten this out. There it is. Straighten that thing back up. Oops, I forgot that one. I skipped 4. Gotta go back. Hit 4. And then, now I can hit 5. 5 is alive. And it might not work because it's too tight. Yeah, it might not work. It didn't come out too good. Let's see what we're working on. This needs to come up and if I can grab on with the vise. But I would sure try. See, the issue is I need this to come up without destroying my piece. Maybe like so. Maybe like so. Okay. There it is. Looks like I'm going to be making it in a couple of pieces. I'm going to go ahead and mark it with my black marker where I believe it needs to be cut. Let's try it and see if I got anywhere. Because to me, it doesn't even look right. Oh, come on. Okay, so here we are at the door again. Let's try this out one more time. Just by looking at it right now, this part already looks wrong. Straighten it out right quick. Perfect. So it's there, but looks like I made it a little too big. If you can see, I'll have to redo my measuring, and I need a beater there. Shoot. Let's see. Oh man, look at that. It looks pretty good. And I'm touching against the inner. So there we go. I think we've got our piece made. So now just figure out a way how to make it 40 inches long and figure out how to bend all these without complete chaos. A few challenges, but I hope y'all can see that. Man, it came out so nice. So now that we have our piece, we know what it looks like, and it fits. I wish this were straighter, but you know, I bent it by hand and I had to do it in two pieces. What I'm gonna do is start adding all this stuff up. I did my math. I thought you were with me, but I forgot to hit record. When I added it all up, it came out to 7.5 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it mine at 8 just to be safe. Once I cut it on this line here with the circles, if y'all can see that. And then all of these bends go the same direction. And then what I'll do is once I bend, this is cut into 4 pieces, unfortunately. Then attach this to this, which they should both be looking straight. And I'll have that 90 right there. It's cut and bend. We're gonna cut it here first because it's long before I go too far. What I can do now, oh no, not on my top, but on my bottom, is I could go ahead and mark my holes and drill them out so I can spot weld this to my inner rocker, which I know for sure I want to do. So, man, I hope this is right. If not, it's a nice waste of sheet metal. Here goes nothing. Holes. Yeah, let me drill my holes. I'm gonna mark these every 2 inches, 1/2 inch at the edge, and then after that, every 2 inches. As long as it's welded, so it's not just hanging. Here's my 2 pieces. Actually, let me mark these just so I know. Okay, all I did was put a cut wheel. There it is. And then did a circle, marked it. Here we go. I'm gonna do this piece first, okay? Once it's there, let's lock it in. Bend number 1. Okay, I'm gonna get my hammer because for some reason it's bowed out right here and in on that side. So I like the bow, so I'm gonna hit it out to match the bow. So there's one. It's got my 1 and 2. And man, look at that. Perfect matchup. Well, I don't know if you can see it from there very well, but to me, not too shabby. I'd pay for that. I should do the small one first, get it out the way. Yeah, let's do that. See, I've got one that's a 1/4 inch down here at the bottom. So this one, I'm not going to line up my line to the line because I only have an edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my line right in front of this line. So my black line will be on this wall once I'm done with it. One day I'll score a break, I promise. I've got another shop in Magnolia, Texas, and you know, it's full of tools and a little bit of equipment. One of these days, I'll get all my tools here. This thing is not folding up. I know for sure this one's long enough. I can hold this center down because I think that's what's keeping it up. So let's try this again. Ooh, what happened there? That did not sound good. Oh, I know y'all heard that. You ever broken one of these before? Time out. All right, I'm back. So I made these. Now I know they'll sit flat and be strong. Let's see what. The line's pretty good. Y'all seen me struggle enough. So now, slide this back in. Set it on my second line. This one I will put the line right on the line. The reason I did on this line is because the line is so small. I was just afraid that if I put it on a line that I would lose too much on the bend. I do lose some, and that's why some of these I made them a little bit wider than what we originally had measured up. Ooh, look at that. Oh man, I just love it when my calculations are correct. Doesn't always happen, but when it does, it's a great feeling. So once again, we'll put this right on the line because that lip is what I'm welding to my inner rocker. Oh, I pushed it out. And here, my friends, is a piece of my homemade rocker. And then from here, this will be welded just like so. Now I'm getting ready to weld. So before I do, cut me a piece real quick. First thing I want to do is set my welder for sheet metal because we've had it turned up doing a little bit heavier stuff. But now it's time for some sheet metal. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Just gonna make sure it's all sitting flush, butt it up, and let's touch this. Here we go. See, all that matters is that this thing's even. I'm gonna knock some of this weld down
Oh, I'm gonna tack that. I'm gonna knock this well down, but I don't want to knock it down flat. I want to be able to knock it down enough to where I have a small little lip. Then I'll come in with my die grinder and I'll just blend it in, and it should cover it all. Let's do it that way and see what we got. Came out good though. Nice. It looks straight to me. This is about as far as I want to take it with the rock grinder. You kind of see there's a real small lip. Oh, I can't focus on it. So you see me hitting on it is because even the heat with the grinder can pull it down. I know on sheet metal you can sand it with sandpaper on the block and heat it up enough to raise it. It's a thing. You have to watch it and stay in control of it the entire time. And like I said, I'm just gonna finish it off with I think this is a 36, but if I had an 80 grit, I would use 80 grit or 60 grit. I'm just using what I have. Now, we'll put these all back together again. See, we got them numbered. There's our circle. First piece I'm going to focus on is this one because I know it's super straight. The other one we had an issue doing the bend. So I'm going to tack this in. Safety first. Set it right where you want it. I'm going to come all the way to the end. I want to tack the end before I tack any of the center. I just don't want it to fall and move. I do want to look at it from all angles to make sure that this is what we're doing. Very nice. And this one, I will slowly tack it because that is a lot of real estate. That one's even longer, but we just got to work with what we got, and this is what we're doing. Make sure this stays straight. See that? I'm going to bend it out a little bit. Right now is the time to do it. Basically, what I'm looking for is 90. There we go. So, here's our piece. Looks like a rocker, don't it? I'm about to trim it. I'm going to go in there and measure it. So before I weld it all and get it all ready, I'm going to clean this up, set it up there, and mark where I'm cutting. Looking good. I'm going to touch up a couple of spots. Okay. Did some DA work for a final finish. Now I'm tapping this and making sure that my line is going to stick out. If y'all did notice, I did bend this the wrong way. So my attempt is going to be to weld it from the inside, see if I can get it. I drilled these 1/8 holes in it already, but I think I could still make it work. I'll still make it work. That's what I meant to say. There's like a little shadow right here on the inside, and I'm just tapping it out, and as you can see, it's working pretty good. So. All right, there it is. Let's try it on the truck, see what we have to trim. The moment of no lies. Well, okay, I'm going to trim it a little bit, but I knew that. So let me mark. Let's see here. Yeah, straight down. Okay. Let's go a little bit closer to the door so I have a gap. There we go. Let's trim. I did know because this is still, I mean, I didn't know I was going to have to trim it. This is still the 4 feet length. I never cut it down. So I got what I needed and then just cut it in half. That way I'll have a smaller piece once I cut it. It'll be this piece and my weld will be here. Keep your focal point on this big area. That's nice. Okay, so now we're going to take it a little more serious because now we're trimmed up. And we know where we need to be. Man, I don't know about y'all. To me, I've got to figure out a way to get it up higher. Let me see, what am I hitting on? Oh, I see what I'm hitting on. I see. I've got my marks. I'm going to try it one more time. I trimmed it up front. I trimmed it back here, notched it. Let's see where else it hits. Hopefully nowhere. Swing that in there. Swing that up here. It stayed. Let's see if this stays. If this stays, we might be getting somewhere. Oh, look at there. No hands. Man, that looks pretty good for a homemade rocker. Oh, it's not shutting. Oh, I'm hitting already right here. Okay, so it's going to bend this radius back. See, I didn't weld it all the way. And now I'll be able to easily push it back a little bit more. So I don't need that much. I just need my door to shut. But I don't know about y'all, but I really like that. Y'all can't see it from the inside, but I will show y'all. Oops. Okay, here's our rocker from the inside. So the door is hitting right here. So I think I can just push it back a little bit. It might even come back, you know what I mean? I'm not sure how much I can get it to move, but I'll sure try because it's not really that much it needs to move. So I'll build my plate here, let it attach from this to that, and then I'll try to come up with some kind of cover so you don't really just see this when you open the door. I know Laura really doesn't mind, but it's got to look a little cool. I'm going to say check and looks good and keep going. I'll do one final test fit after I bend this back just so I can make sure that this top plate's going to be, I'm going to be able to spot weld into it, and then I'll spot weld in back here, and then I'll probably end up making this piece just because I know it needs to come down. It's not much of it that needs to be made, but I want to make sure that I've got everything covered that I need. So I think it's looking good. I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with what I see, and I'm very happy with the entire process.